Hey, I'm Sean.
And I'm MJ, and today we're exploring one of the best big ideas. Jesus invites us to be in his love.
Yes, I remember when God's love became real to me. Me and my family were taking a trip to BC, and we were on a ferry to Victoria. And everyone was off doing their own thing. They were talking, whatever. And I was leaned over the edge of the ferry, and it was just me and the ocean, and it was silent.
Wow.
And I just felt God's love.
That's so cool. Sometimes Jesus invites us into his love in the quietest of moments.
Yeah.
How about we check out today's God story?
What's brown, hairy, and wears sunglasses? A coconut on vacation. Hey everyone, Karmyn here. In today's story, we're going to be talking about a gardener, the best gardener, and some vines and some branches and all that gardeny stuff. But before we get there, let me introduce you to today's big idea. Jesus invites us to be in his love. We're at the end of our series called Arise in the book of John, and today we're in John 15. The Gospels tell the story of Jesus' life and his death and how he rises again. And this story today is kind of different because it's Jesus comparing himself to a vine, and God the Father to a gardener, and us to branches. And well, you'll see. Oh wait, just to be clear, Jesus isn't saying that he's actually a vine, or that God the Father is actually a gardener, and you're not actually a branch. Oh wait, are you? No, you're not. It's all just a symbol. Anyway, let's read it. I am the true vine. My Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch joined to me that does not bear fruit. He trims every branch that does bear fruit. Then it will bear even more fruit. Okay, so let's make sure we've got the idea here. Jesus is the vine. God the Father is the gardener. Us, you and me, we're the branches. The fruit of the Spirit, that's the fruit. And that is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. What also could be the fruit is when we share the good news message of Jesus. Have you ever had a plant that you wanted to grow really well? If you never have, you may not know that to help that plant grow the most healthy, what you have to do is prune or cut off any of the pieces that are dying or broken or causing a problem to the rest of the plant. Jesus is saying that the branches, that's us, attached to him, the vine, God the Father, who's the gardener, will prune to keep the plant growing healthy. So anything that's not good for us as we grow, God can cut away. And then Jesus tells his disciples, and us, that we need to stick close to him. Remain joined to me, just as I also remain joined to you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain joined to the vine. In the same way, you can't bear fruit unless you remain joined to me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain joined to me, and I to you, you will bear a lot of fruit. You can't do anything without me. When we stay joined to Jesus, we bear a lot of fruit, and we are a part of something greater and bigger and more wonderful. And then Jesus goes on to remind us that if we don't stay connected to him, we are like branches that are thrown away and they dry up, and then these branches are tossed into the fire. But when we remain joined to Jesus and his words are in us, we can ask for anything. And when we bear much fruit, it brings glory to God the Father. And this is what shows that we are his disciples. And then Jesus says the word love like 10 times in the next 8 verses. This might seem like a whole lot of love, but really, Jesus is showing us and teaching us that he desires for us to love him as much as he loves us. He says this, "Just as the Father has loved me, I have loved you. Now remain in my love. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love. In the same way, I have obeyed my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that you will also have the same joy that I have. I also want your joy to be complete. Here is my command, love one another, just as I have loved you. No one has greater love than the one who gives their life for their friends." Well, now, that was 7 times that we saw the word love or loved. Clearly, love was really important to Jesus. In fact, he wants us to remain in his love, and that's the best place to be. And then he tells his disciples that they are called friends. not slaves or servants, but friends. And then he leaves them with this command one more time: love one another. So we've been talking a lot about vines and branches and gardeners and plants. Don't let that distract you. If there's anything to take from today's story, it's that we are to love God, stay connected to Jesus, and to love others. And just once again, the big idea is that Jesus invites us to be in his love. He is the vine, and he wants us to be connected to him and to others and to his love so that we can grow good fruit. When we are connected to Jesus and in his love, we're like the best versions of ourselves. We love others well, we care for others, and we give glory to God. Well, we've reached the end of our series. It has been so fun hanging out, and I can't wait to see you all soon.
Quickly turn to the person next to you.
And discuss the following questions.
Question time. In this story, Jesus said he is the vine. God the Father is the gardener. We are the soil, branches, fruit, or rocks. Jesus said, "As I have loved you." Help each other, share with one another, love one another, or hug one another.
Game time! Groundhogs. Can you say the key verse before all the groundhogs drop? Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go! Say it with me. Here is my command. Love one another just as I have loved you. No one has greater love than the one who gives their life for their friends. John 15, verse 12 to 13.
Jesus says that he wants our joy to be complete, and he calls us friends. Not slaves, not servants, but friends. And that's pretty huge.
Yeah, and that joy comes when we receive his love. Let's check out Rebekah's story. I thought it was pretty powerful, and I think you will too.
I love doing yoga. I love doing hot yoga specifically. I love to travel. I played the violin, and I have 2 dogs that I love very much. When I was a child, I was a very talkative child. I loved talking. I was very loud, energetic. I did not stop talking. And then it got to grade 5 when school started to become hard, and I thought people would judge me and make fun of me for doing presentations and answering stuff in class. In grade 6, I had a really close friend who she really betrayed my trust, and I went through a really hard time with that, and it was really difficult for me to get through that. I felt really alone that year. I felt really sad. I also didn't quite understand what had happened, so I kind of pushed back from people. I felt in grade 6 that I didn't have any true friends, and I just felt really bad about myself and really down, and felt really low and just sad all the time. I've gone to Camp Kakwa for 10 years. So this year at camp, we had a teaching by one of our head cooks that really spoke to me, and it was all about letting go. Let go of the stuff that was holding you back in life, let go of people that were maybe a negative influence, and it really spoke to me because I felt like this thing that happened in grade 6 was holding me back from being the person that I was meant to be. So I realized that I could let go of my past, but I wasn't sure how to quite do that. I was really struggling with that, so I went to our spiritual director and I told her what had happened, and we talked about it and we prayed about it. But after that, it was still consuming my thoughts. I couldn't let it go. It was just really difficult for me, so I went back to her and we just prayed. We asked God to help me through it, to help me let go and forget about what had happened. And I felt this like relief. I felt like something had been lifted off of my shoulders, and if it did come back to my thoughts, we thought, God is with me, God is with me, God is with me, and then the thought would go away. After letting it go, I felt really loved, and I felt like I could be truly me, and then I could open up to people more. Now I'm more open with friends. I'm more willing to share and just connect better with people. I learned that it's really hard to speak up and share when bad things happen to you, but it's really important to tell someone. It's really important to pray about it, and it's really important to not let it hold you back and to just pray to God and let Him help you let it go. I'm Rebekah, and I love life.
Question time! What stood out to you from Rebekah's story? Rebekah emphasized a need to let it go and really just rest in God's love. Is there anything you need God's help letting go of?
Rebekah, thanks so much for sharing your story with us. I think that's something that many of us can identify with, feeling hurt or betrayed by a friend or someone we love. That can leave you feeling so emotionally broken.
Yeah, but I'm also really encouraged, though, by what Rebekah learned, that she can pray and ask for God's help to let go of things that hurt her.
Yeah.
I love how she experienced a weight being lifted off her shoulders.
Totally. It was so cool to see how when she experienced God's love, this allowed her to let go, and then from there, then allowed her to experience the love of others.
Absolutely. Let's break into small groups and see what this looks like in our lives.